Look,
needed
I
that
just
penny.
fed you this morning, all right? I didn't ask for nothing because I know you poor. You got rent to pay.
That's true. I gotta pay 2 rents next month.
Oh, that's gross.
Because I gotta pay the first or the last rent, and then I gotta
Why
pay
the fuck
new
do you
rent.
need to pay the first and the last rent? That's their fucking problem. They can't get somebody in there.
No, I was saying I have to pay my
Oh,
regular
the new place.
apartment's rent, my apartment I live in now on the first, and then in the middle of
Why
the
are
month
your
I have
eyes so
to pay
bright? It's like they're glowing.
because I'm gorgeous, Corey.
Because she radiates beauty.
Oh, we're starting. Hurry
Yeah,
up.
you said we were going, so I said shut up.
Start the fucking show, Caitlin.
Hey everyone. All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the DYNA with episode 6 going on. This is the cat show today. If you didn't know, I took over Corey's job. I make the money now.
You know what? You need to stop lying to the 5 people that watch our show, Caitlin.
But we're going to talk about a lot of cool stuff today. But I want to get started on just talking about how fucking hot it is outside.
It's not, you know, check this out. I don't do well in the heat. I melt like chocolate, all right? And it's not that hot. I heard it was terrible in Texas, like real bad.
Oh yeah, I heard that too. I was just
I
looking
thought
at
you
it.
was looking at me side-eyed. Oh, well, you are now.
Because you pointed it out.
But yeah, it's not that. I'm all right with it. When I was in Seattle, it was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't need a jacket. It wasn't too hot. It was just.
Yeah. Like I've been looking at the weather reports since I'm moving to Las Vegas, right? And it hasn't went below 110 all week this week. And at night it's in the high 90s.
That's man. You're gonna be sweat. I was sweating last night. My sheets were moist. I was like, "Is this drool or is this my sweat?" I can't tell.
I went to Pride yesterday, and it was in San Diego. It was a nice.
Hold on a second. Hold on. When you sit like that, it makes it look like you're looking at me. You're sitting at an angle.
Why does that bother you?
Because you've been laughing at me all morning. You got me triggered
Why
right now,
are you
Rosa.
wasting time on this?
Corey, we have an
Don't
hour. But like I was saying,
Yes.
I went to Pride in San Diego because it's like near the beach and all that. It was like a nice, cool 75, and I was chilling. The moment we crossed the Inland Empire border, I was drenching in sweat immediately. I was like, why? Why is it 108 outside right now?
Because California and global warming.
I'm surprised there's not as many fires this year.
I know we have
Like,
nothing.
I feel
caught
like
fire
the
this
heat's
morning.
been worse, but there's no fires.
Yeah, praise
That's
the
a
Lord.
plus. That's a
Yes.
good one.
But we still haven't reached August yet.
I mean,
so we
praise
don't know.
Primus. I mean, not
Praise Primus.
Praise Primus.
But cool. But yeah, that's the intro. Let's get into the stuff that people care about now.
Which
in
is
this
not
show.
the weather.
Yeah, which is not the weather.
Which is Miss Marvel.
Yeah, Miss Marvel. Let's talk about some other character that's pretty hot in the news right now today. At least. This is my show today. So Rose is on my show right now.
All
What
right.
would you like for me to do, host?
All right, let's talk about Ms. Marvel because I've been trying to talk about Ms. Marvel for the
Someone's been
last
stalling.
2 minutes. I keep trying to come back to it. Okay, so Ms. Marvel just finished. It was a great series. I really enjoyed it. It was different. It felt more like I felt like she was more of a high schooler than Tom Holland was a high schooler. So it's just my opinion on it.
I liked it. Except for episode 3.
Yeah.
I feel like the reveal of the villain kind of fell short.
Dude, the clandestines were just lame the whole time.
And then that whole moment when all of a sudden she got what she wanted, but it just doesn't work. And then in like 2 seconds, she just decides to help close the portal.
Yeah, that was just like,
and I'm just
you
like,
know,
okay,
that's
that was a
that's
little
the
too
thing.
fast.
In all the Marvel shows, I noticed, even in Thor, it's just like you have a villain just wrecking shit, and then all of a sudden, you're loved. You're right. I am loved.
Literally, right?
Just 'cause you said
the
so.
MCU is all about love now, especially now. But they just want it's like a movie trope. I know, like talking to like my partner about it. Like he's so tired of it right now. He's like, I'm so tired of this.
Yeah, that's
trope.
what he brought up. Yeah,
It's such a dumb thing. Like, I don't understand. Like everything can't be solved by love.
no, not even love can't be solved by love.
Yeah.
Sometimes it ain't enough.
What about what if we get like two supervillains that are in love with each other and they just want to destroy the world because they love each other? Like, what are they gonna do then?
That was basically Thanos' motivation.
And he won
comic.
because love triumphs all.
Hey, Kamala's mom, the actress, I feel like I met that lady somewhere before and she wasn't nice. I just can't put my finger on it.
She does remind me of someone that I do know who.
Or maybe she just have one of those faces.
I don't know.
I've never seen her
about the
before in my
faces,
life.
but
so.
she legit reminds me of someone that I know personally who's Hindu. Not same culture or background, but like the mannerisms and the protectiveness she's got over her kid just reminds me of this person that I know. And I was like, okay, all right. And then I like that finally now ethnicity wise we get like a sense of culture, and
because we only got the one culture.
Yeah, but like
we got a lot of culture in this show. Like it was a lot of just like because we learned about the partition, which a lot of people probably didn't know about it.
I didn't know about it.
I briefly knew about it, but I didn't know like in detail. But it was really interesting that they went through that. They may have gone too much with it, like because it was the whole thing. And it should have been more about Ms. Marvel a little bit. Like, just there's some.
It was about her fine ass great grandma and.
The show was great.
gorgeous.
I wish I got more Ms. Marvel in there, but
in the flashback.
No. It just like as a series as a whole. Like I felt like once they got into Karachi, they spent a lot of time just not talking about Ms. Marvel.
Well, I feel like because she's like different Ms. Marvel from the comic book, so they need to build that story up,
Yeah, I want more power stuff.
I think she used it a lot.
I feel like
that's all she did. What do you mean?
I don't know. Like I don't know the villains for this show. Like I love the show. Like don't get me wrong, I love the show, but I hated the villains for this show.
I mean, they weren't villains. They're just people. I want to go home.
It didn't make any sense.
I felt like we needed to know where they were coming from and why the Bango. Why is it dangerous?
Yeah,
we didn't see why
we didn't
it
get
was
a lot of
dangerous.
backstory. I wish I got a little bit more of the Nor dimension because we really didn't know too much about it or see it a lot, and that was supposed to be a big thing with them. I mean, again, like I said, the clandestines were lame. They didn't have really powers. They were just super soldiers, but from another dimension. I didn't understand.
Yeah, what were they? Who are they? What is their history? We don't know anything.
Yeah,
about
I don't know anything about it, so it didn't seem like a fair fight for Kamala since she had superpowers, and it looked like they only had super strength, which is a super thing, but only if you're normal. She's not a normal person. And the last fight with the DODC, like I was like, is she really gonna have a fight with the DODC right now?
Well, there's a whole bunch of them, and
with her superpowers.
She's new, so
I guess. But the fight
for your first fight, that's okay.
It wasn't really a fight, though, was it? It was more of a montage. It was a distraction. That's what they called it. It was not a fight. It was a distraction.
Oh, you mean in the high school?
Yeah, in the high school, because that's most of what took place.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, overall, I loved the show. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed it. They did a lot of things. They brought out mutants. So.
Oh yeah, we found out Miss Marvel is a mutant. I thought that was cool. I'm like, finally, let's fucking go.
I mean, it fits in the universe.
Yeah.
Right? It's just they finally did it. So now we can start seeing more mutant things pop up, which I think they're going to do more obscure mutants rather than the main X-Men. The X-Men's probably not going to come in for a long fucking time.
While.
Yeah.
What do you think about her name, Iman, right? Iman Vellani?
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think she's great only because she's already a Marvel super fan, so she fit that character.
It was just
very
like she
well.
was just being herself,
Yeah.
The one thing about young actors is that they grow up, and it's just like, don't grow up to be a lame person, because I love you so much right now. You get what I mean? Just like the Stranger Things kids. I'm like, I know one of those fuckers is gonna be lame. Is there 5 of them?
I think there's more than 5.
Yeah, there's a lot of one of them is not going to turn out right.
Oh yeah. One of them's just gonna.
So it's just and something else I wanted to bring up. I just wanted to see her, Sophie Gomez, Haley Seinfeld, and Florence Pugh, like their characters go on a mission, and and Florence Pugh has to play mom to these wild ass little kids.
Right?
That
That would be that would be great. Speaking of Florence Pugh, is that
Florence
Yeah.
Pugh. Yeah.
Florence Pugh. I was just talking to my partner's brother, right? And he was talking about his ranking of Marvel women, like with hotness, right? And
Oh,
he's
wow.
like, Florence Pugh is not even in my like top 15. I was like, what the are
He
you
needs
talking
to-
about?
He needs to.
She has the
he needs to
cutest
immigrate
faces.
to Mars. He needs to get off this planet because he doesn't know what he's
That's
talking
why it's
about.
I
called an
didn't understand.
opinion.
Like he named off all these ones that I'm like, these aren't even main characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you're saying they're hotter than this person right now.
Well, I mean, right now, I mean, Florence Pugh is up there, and then, geez, what's the actress name for Kamala's great grandmother? What her?
Sounds
She's
like
Yeah, I don't
something
remember her
you should
name.
have figured out. before
yeah.
we started.
I have it. You look, I saved the picture on Instagram, right? I just don't want to log in and try to pronounce her name,
Mhm.
but she's up there with
Oh, yeah.
Florence Pugh. She's way up there. She's all the way up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Florence Pugh would have to be like -1, and then she would be number 1 just to try to keep them at the same level. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, that was just like I heard that yesterday, and I was like, I don't understand that. But like, but yeah, back to Miss Marvel. It was a great show. I thought compared to other Marvel shows, it was just fun. It was just more fun to watch. It wasn't really serious like Moon Knight. Like Moon Knight was very serious.
Mhm.
This was like a nice like
Yeah,
relief.
It felt like this is the best that they out of all the Star Wars and Marvel stuff they done. That this show was
Mhm.
the best,
And I
was
like,
excited to see it. Yeah,
yeah, I like the fact that when they showed how the agents were going about even tracking down Miss Marvel to get her into headquarters and question her and find out where she's from or what she's doing, kind of ties into that Civil War issue, which is registering the heroes.
Because that's still a thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a big problem
Mhm.
within the universe of the comics. Is like, should you give up your identity and all your information to Shield, or should you
It's
just
kinda
still
fucked
keep that
that
secrecy?
After 5 years, all these people come back and it's just right back to business.
Right?
It's
And
like you were dead for 5 years. You're not gonna have any second thoughts of living your life differently. No, let's just get back to the same bullshit.
right, and it's even worse for Kamala because of her
Ethnicity.
ethnicity and all that, right? Like it's
Mhm.
even worse. But the post-credit scene for this show, like we were talking about in the car, like it's a great, like it's exactly where the Marvels are probably gonna pick right back off for the movie, but nobody's really gonna get that if they didn't see this wonderful show, which they should watch this show.
Watch this show, please.
Yeah.
This show's-
Everyone's already been watching it, but I'm down for a season 2 or a Miss
Right, I would
Marvel
love a
movie.
season 2 of this show. I think it'd be
I
great.
really did like the feel of it, and then I also caught myself like actually staying for the credits of each episode only because they dropped some music from a culture
Dude, I stayed
I'm
the whole
like,
time. I'm
I
loving the
roughly
music.
know a little bit about, but I was adding songs to my playlist because of that.
Mhm. Dude, the songs are great. I was like, this is a bop. Love it. But that's all my thoughts of Miss Marvel. I thought it was pretty cool. It wasn't out of the ordinary. It wasn't too strange. And speaking of strange, let's go to Stranger Things Volume 2
That
here.
was lame. That was lame.
Get ready for 4
Lame.
more lame transitions, Corey. Volume 2 was good. It was 2 movies. it
Essentially.
was 2 movies.
It was 9 movies. What do you mean?
I'm talking about just volume 2. Just volume 2. It's 2 movies.
Is this volume? This is volume 4.
No.
Season
4, but season 4 was
volume two.
split up into 2 volumes.
So this is volume 1.
No, this is volume 2.
What do you mean?
The last 2 episodes, you watched this as a whole, so you don't understand.
I did the same
Oh,
thing.
no, the other half came out already?
Yes.
So there's 9 in total.
Yes.
Oh, why did they end it like that? Is there more?
Of those 9 episodes?
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's the whole season.
No, but I thought it was done after this, right?
Out of the
No,
entire episode
no,
list,
there's
the
a
last 2
next
was its own part.
No, there's a next season. I think they got confirmed for like 3 more seasons or something like that.
Oh, I thought this was it. And then there's gonna be the first half and the second
It was
half.
rumored to be it, but I mean, you know, rumors.
Yeah, no, Netflix ain't letting go of that show. That's their only moneymaker.
But honestly,
But these
I
kids
felt-
are like they
what they're gonna do in next season, they're gonna do a time jump. They confirmed that. They're
Oh.
gonna do a time jump to make sense of their ages.
No wonder there was that grandfather clock that kept happening throughout the season.
Yeah, like even like I saw something that was so interesting. They showed Vecna technically in season 1 of the first episode. They showed him. They had these, and the directors have and writers have said that they planned on using Vecna since the beginning. But it was right when Will was gonna be captured. Like he was locked in the shed and the doors locked. That was like telepathic powers that happened, and they showed it wasn't the actual actor, obviously, but it was the like silhouette of what Vecna looks like now. Was coming after Will in the first episode of the first season. So they had this plan. So it was really cool to...
They were so young. They flashed back to
Oh
those
my
days.
God,
I was like,
I know.
geez, they're children. They're babies. But now they're all awkward teenagers.
Yeah.
I mean, we all transitioned
Yo, but
into our
all right,
awkward
just
phase.
I want to get this out the way. I don't know if it's relevant or not, but like Mike, I don't like him. I don't like
I don't like Mike.
He's
I
so
don't like Mike
douchey, and
either.
they're like forcing him to be the hero.
I know. He's not. What his role literally, because they all had roles in that season. His role was just to be the cheerleader for Elle. Like that was it. And that made Elle like have her powers work, and she got like that confidence. But that's all he did. But then
I don't know.
they're
Mike
like,
is
oh,
just
it was
so...
all because of you that it worked out. And I'm like,
I don't
I personally
like him.
feel like he was too hard on Will. That one, I forget if it's season 2 or 3, but they have this conversation like, did you just expect us to be playing Dungeons and Dragons in the basement without having girlfriends or anything like that? Like he's giving.
I think
him
that was last season or
shit
season 2.
For
I mean, they're kids. They kind of
no, but like what they
douchebaggy.
don't understand is that Will went through a traumatic experience, which didn't allow him to continue throughout his development.
Yeah,
like his peers.
He's still dealing with that, and he still feels like the connection. Like he feels when there's a gate open. He feels that.
I feel like the seasons before, I always felt like he was the main character.
I feel
but
like
he wasn't.
I feel like he's starting to become it, because there are some different theories out there about things that he's going to be a bigger character, because he does like he's still like, because there's Elle, right, and she's got superpowers and she's the one that opened the gate, but Will has the actual like mental connection to the hive mind because he was there and it went inside of him. So in season 1, so he's as much an important character as Elle is to this series.
He might have a bigger role in.
I think he might have a bigger role next season.
I got the feeling that he was like in love with his boy.
Oh yeah, no, I wish they would.
I was getting that feeling too.
I was just like, does he like his homeboy?
No,
I mean,
he definitely
just can't
does.
say it.
He definitely they implied that he is gay in the show. I just wish they would have just said it. I wish they had that moment, because they did that with Robin in the last season. So I don't understand why they can't do that with Will when it's one of their main characters. Why aren't you just doing this?
It's just that when I feel like in media, it's just like when it's 2 girls, it's just like, yeah. But then when it's like 2 dudes, then they kind of have to like tiptoe around.
But it's just Will, because like he likes Homeboy, but like Homeboy don't like him, right?
He's a fucking dickhead. Why?
But it's just, but like they implied it very much. Like I think Jonathan, his brother, knows, and he's known for a while. And so now they kind of talked about it. They just didn't actually say it, but they knew it from each other with that heart-to-heart talk they had at the pizza shop.
Yeah,
I think they knew that that's what it was about. They just didn't say it. I just wish the show would just say it, you know?
Yeah.
Or he just glances at a boy, and that's all you need.
Well, I'm
you
sure
don't need
Will's
to
still
have
figuring that part out about himself too. Like,
yeah, and especially when you're young, and
it is the 80s in this show.
Oh yeah,
so I understand that. But like, if I don't want him to publicly say it, like to like everybody, but like just to like his closest friends and family.
How was shit like that handled back then?
You didn't talk about it.
I mean, you gotta find someone who is.
You
and
would find
talk
your
about their
family.
Not many
experience.
people were in that kind of comfort zone with family.
A lot of people in the community had their own chosen family. It was called chosen families back then. They would have just people that were like them as a family, because they would get kicked out of their homes because they came out. And so that's kind of what happened. But like obviously Will's not gonna do that. But his family wouldn't care, obviously.
Yeah, I wouldn't see Joyce like that.
Oh yeah, no.
Joyce would
You
be
know what?
very
I keep
accepting.
forgetting because you never see Mike's fucking parents, like hardly ever. And
Yeah.
then when they show, I'm like, oh, he has
do.
parents.
Yeah.
His mom is hot. It's like, what the
I
fuck?
love the dad, man. The dad's such an 80s dad. Like he's just like sitting on the chair.
You don't give a
He
shit.
is the chair.
I know, he's just, and he doesn't look like he should be married to.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, why are you?
she's way out
Did
of his
she?
league.
So out
I
of
feel
his
like
league.
I seen her in another show. I can't remember.
I mean, she just has that look.
Yeah.
No, I seen her in another show and I can't remember it. Oh yes, it was a superhero show. I think maybe The Flash. She was on the episode of The Flash. She wore green.
Like CW's or the old Flash show?
No, CW. She was wearing green. It was either one of those CW shows. She was on one of these superhero shows.
I don't remember.
She was a villain. I can't remember.
It's
right
probably
now.
a one episode
don't
villain,
know.
right? I don't remember.
Yeah, she was some. I looked at her character name, and she in the comic books she wore scales or some shit, but I can't remember if it was on The Flash or some other show.
Speaking
remember.
of the mom, though, I like that moment where all the parents of all the kids kind of come together because you never really see the parents all together in one
Yeah.
in one scene. And I kind of want something like this to happen in season 5 where the parents actually band together to finally figure out what are our kids up to.
What the fucking do it?
I know,
Why
because
they never around?
Joyce is the only one that knows out of all the parents.
And then
Hopper.
and then imagine how they would react to Joyce knowing all this time. Like, how could you not tell us what our
Right.
kids have been up
They'd be
to?
mad.
Like,
They out here saving the
that's
world.
the real facts.
Right?
Well, they kind of have to have another season because now there's a big ass gate in the middle. Of
Well,
the
yeah, they
town.
have
Yeah.
to. I'm just wondering what the time jump's gonna look like because it is confirmed. Are they going to do like a before time jump thing where they fix what's happening right initially now and then time jumps and something
kinda
else
like-
happens,
kinda
or
like
are they
It.
gonna time jump and they're still dealing with that?
Yeah, because that's like the upside down was seeping through, and it's just like
Yeah, it's killing everything.
Yeah, because how would that affect our timeline too? Because like when Nancy goes back and notices her journal is time stamped for a certain year, it was before.
Well, that was it's almost like the upside down was like behind a few months or so.
they were behind a few years because it started, the upside down started like how I was mimicking Hawkins when Will got trapped in it. That's when it did it. So that's the timestamp because they said that in the season that this is stamped on the day Will disappeared. So everything in that Hawkins and the upside down is exactly the same as when Will went there the first time, and it hasn't changed.
So is it just stuck there?
Yeah, it's just stuck on that particular day.
Which-
Because when they did the flashback with Vecna, there was nothing there. It looked like
Yeah, it was different.
it looked
So
like
the-
Hollow Earth, basically.
The day that Vecna goes into the upside down, could that be the same day Will
Yeah,
went missing?
I think that's the same day.
because time works different in the upside down too, I assume.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think that's the same day. I think Vecna did what he needed to do and then got
Yeah.
powerful
Yeah,
and then went after Will.
yeah, because he still needed time to mutate into whatever sneaky.
And it's
thing
true because he wasn't mutated quite yet.
Yeah.
Because he said he spent
So
like
that's-
what,
that-
how many decades? Just
Well, he
being a
killed his parents and then he
Mhm.
disappeared for like 20, 30 years, and then
because he was stuck in the
and then he
lab.
came
Mhm.
back when the kids were grown up. So then he was just using his minions. Is he the head or is the
He's
spider thing the head?
He's the head. So the spider
Or
thing.
are they working together? Are they both?
They're-
You know, like
well,
Rita
he's-
and Lord Zed. You know, they
I
both
think-
in charge.
I think they're working together because the spider thing, that's the hive mind. So that's controlling all the monsters.
Mm.
But but Vecna isn't controlled by him. Like they're basically like
They're independent of each other.
yeah, they benefit from each other.
Mhm.
So
They're both after the same thing.
yeah, they're both after the same thing. But let's talk about because I think when like
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
good with
like
Stranger Things.
that we could talk about this shit forever.
Oh, I
'cause
know.
I'm just like I just watched it and I'm like okay, and I just accept it for what it is.
So one thing that Corey never watches is The Boys.
This show is fucking a disgrace to superheroes. I don't give a damn.
I feel
how
like
good
it's a
it is.
realistic take on
It
how
is.
our world would deal with.
I don't disagree with
superheroes.
that, but it's
and
still
how
a
they would
slap in the
react.
face. I'm just like, I can't do this.
The Boys is great, and this season was great too. I loved Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy was one of my favorite characters because he was such a dick. Like such an asshole. But like, what were your thoughts of like Soldier Boy versus Homelander?
I think that was 100% accurate because Homelander had never really had a combative challenge. He always fought normal people. He didn't really fight them. He was just like, I'm super, you're not. You either do what I say or you did. You know? Whereas Soldier Boy actually beat his ass. And it was the first time he had that like humbling moment, or like that he's just like staring at the mirror and he's just.
I know he actually got bruised. That was the first time. Yeah, it was the first time we saw him actually.
The bully
bruised and
finally
hurt.
ran into the bigger bully at the playground. I was like, that's what he needed. He needs to be shown that he could be taken down.
I was burping. Sorry.
I heard that.
Oh, you did?
I thought you felt something. I was like, are you all right? You're gonna have a moment.
But yeah, like I loved that humbling moment with Homelander, and the moment they found out that was his daddy,
I was like, oh, he got a beating from his papa.
Then he was just more happy about it. Like he thought it could be a family because Homelander's never had a family, and so that's what he's thriving for with Ryan and all that. And it's just then like Soldier Boy is like, if only I could have raised you when it turned out to be such a disappointment. And
then you realize Homelander would have ended up worse if he were raised by Soldier Boy.
Worse.
Like twice as bad. I thought they were gonna have a hugging moment when he brought Ryan in, because like I think one of the characters was like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna fight or are they gonna hug? And I was like leaning more towards me.
I thought maybe they would hug. Like I thought because Ryan was so young that
he could be molded and
Soldier Boy would have thought that
Soldier
he could have been molded at that point. Maybe he would like try to get rid of Homelander and just keep Ryan for himself.
But he was straight up like, nah, I want neither of you. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
like he's just pissed. And then Huey had a really, really cool path this season. I feel like he really grew into his own because we've seen that struggle with him with Starlight, and he feels powerless because his woman is saving him all the goddamn time, you know, and he can't do anything. And then he got powers this season. He got that Temp V and was able to teleport naked anywhere he wanted.
That was hilarious.
He would teleport and his clothes would just be left standing where he was. He would appear somewhere naked.
And then when he tries to like save Annie, they're both naked.
They're both naked. And so maybe he grabs you and teleports you with him. You're also
gotta
naked.
Be comfortable with being in your birthday suit.
But he had a great arc because he is the heart of the group now. Like if he wasn't before, he's always been, but he's especially now. Like he's the heart of the group. Like it was weird with the beginning of the season because the time has passed and they weren't a group anymore, really. Like Huey was doing his own thing with Congress and all this stuff, and he wasn't really a part of it. But then when that went to hell, and having a life that could be almost normalized, and thinking that this is the right thing, turned out that was all a lie. Like he really went back to his family. That since they are dysfunctional, all right, but at least they don't lie to me, you know? And so he really became the heart of this. And I just like his growth during this season. He's way more badass at the end. So I'm loving it.
Yeah. I overall like this last season. And then like the season opening with that one guy, I forget names.
The
one that can shrink.
The termite.
Yeah.
Termite.
That scene.
Oh, yeah, the first if you know the first 15 minutes, that's all I'll say. First 15 minutes of season 3.
And someone spoiled it for me too. So I saw it coming and I knew when it was going to happen. I was just still like waiting with anticipation, like, oh my God, like it's going to happen. Right? It's coming. And then bam.
Never seen that on TV before. Speaking of something I've never seen, I haven't seen Lightyear, but I know you guys
I enjoyed it for what it was. I've heard some mixed feelings about it. Some people were like, oh, he's not, like, I didn't like the way it was, or I'm upset that Tim Allen didn't voice him. Like, well, because I brought up the point to this person, was like, well, technically he's not Tim Allen's Buzz, because Tim Allen plays Buzz Lightyear the toy.
Yeah,
because he goes through that whole existential crisis of, am I the guy or am I just a toy? Am I just
plastic? If you think about it, they would have got the voice actor to do the voice on a toy.
True, but this is also a younger Buzz, and this is before it goes into the.
But I mean,
I don't know if
they
you
still
the
sound
show.
the same. They don't sound different to me.
Yeah, they sounded pretty similar. Like Chris Evans does a good job of playing Buzz, at least from the trailers I've seen. I really tried to see the movie, but I didn't have time to go to the theater, and it wasn't on any of my movie sites. So.
Look, don't say that stuff, Caitlin, on the internet, you criminal. But I thought it was cool. I got motion sickness, so I kind of blacked out for a little bit, and then I woke up, and then next year, he's talking to himself from the future. I'm like, whoops.
I personally like.
Whoops. I like that twist.
You haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, Rosa told me the twist because I told her I didn't care about spoilers,
okay.
so I know what happens.
Yeah, I was just like, oh shit, and that's when I woke up. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I kind of saw it coming too because like the whole time thing, I was like in the back of my mind, I was like, what if they just make that twist where Zurg has been Buzz this whole time, because I see that happening, and then it happened. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't watch the cartoon
because I remember there was a theory before this movie came out for years that Zurg was Buzz's dad or something.
Yeah.
But they had never like fully gone into backstory.
Yeah, because it's very similar to Star Wars. Like the relationship from Toy Story is very similar to Star Wars with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. One thing with Buzz Lightyear, even though I haven't seen it, like I know that for a lot of the Pixar fans out there, it looks like it was ruining the Pixar theory that goes along where everything's connected with Pixar movies. Like they make a connection with everything.
Look, check this out. If they don't say it, it's not what it is. So put your expectations back in your pocket and chill out.
It's just like the Pixar theory is all about a timeline. It's a timeline, right? And so Lightyear kind of ruins it.
No, it doesn't, because it's the movie that Homeboy watched when he was a kid that inspired the Buzz Lightyear toy.
So technically within the timeline of Pixar, this movie's fiction.
Yeah. Like was this a fiction
Andy,
thing?
yeah, that's his name.
Like if this wasn't like a fiction thing, if this actually happened in Pixar, like in Pixar's world, then it ruins it, because this would be older than this is supposed to be older than Toy Story, but it's more futuristic than Toy Story.
Well, at the very beginning, the movie does state this is the movie that Andy saw that made him realize that Buzz Lightyear is his favorite action hero.
So it is just a movie. Like,
it is just a movie.
It's a movie within a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, when the trailer came out,
nice.
everyone was really confused. I was because people are really into the Pixar theory, and I think the Pixar theory is really interesting.
That's silly. I ain't never heard of that until right now.
It's
I'm just
like,
what the fuck? It's a bunch of random ass cartoons.
Corey, if you look at this Pixar theory,
I don't even fucking watch Pixar movies.
If you just watch a video, it is the most convoluted.
Check this out. Is it a grown man or woman talking about this shit?
Yes.
Why is that a problem for you?
They need to do something.
You talk
with
about
their lives,
everything
right?
nerdy on this podcast.
No, check this out. If it's not a fact, then relax.
But I'm just saying, just to enjoy
if this is not something that's
Corey,
intentional, then relax.
I'm just saying, you should watch just one video about the whole Pixar theory.
I'm mad because it ruins the theory I created for myself.
No, this theory is like anybody that thinks of the Pixar theory, this is the Pixar theory. There's no changing what the Pixar theory is for everyone that believes in it. No. But like, if you watch, I'm just saying, watch one video on it of them doing the whole Pixar theory. You'll just see it's just interesting because they're just connecting things that are like, whoa, because it's kind of like the Disney thing where Disney puts Easter eggs all over their movies of like different things. Like, oh my God, that's the freaking that's the freaking like Little Mermaid thing in Little
Tarzan. Mermaid fork in the Lilo and Stitch movie,
right? But they do that. But Pixar does that even more. Like Pixar's are more apparent, and that's where the Pixar theory came up because it's more apparent. Like when
I mean, if they got the assets, fucking use it. Why
like
not,
you know? The dead Sully scene. Like from like the Monsters Inc. that blue monster, like he's on a toilet seat, like basically dead in another Pixar movie, and that's like talking about the Pixar theory, like there was a hunting thing, and it just keeps going, right? And so it's just interesting. So I can't wait to see a video of Lightyear in the Pixar theory because I always enjoy them putting new things in.
Yo, we gotta skip Umbrella.
That's fine. It wasn't good.
I have mixed feelings about
Sorry if you like Umbrella Academy, but we all know this third season was garbage. Okay, let's move on.
I don't even watch it, so
let's move on. It was garbage. Okay, it was garbage, except for one episode. But our main topic here is Thor, Love and Thunder. So Thor just came out. Congratulations, guys. We're talking about it early this time.
You haven't seen it?
Still haven't seen
Yeah.
it, but I am gonna watch it this week. But feel free to talk about it. No
There's not that many spoilers in this
Nah,
movie.
it's not.
It's really not spoiled.
No.
trailers these
Again,
days do that for us.
Yeah.
so.
Again, I anytime somebody asks me like how was Thor, I'm like, if you're gonna watch it as a comedy. Don't watch it as like a real superhero movie.
I mean, that's what it is. It got screaming goats in it.
I just want to
I
see
can't-
Natalie
they-
Portman. That's it. That's all I care
yeah,
about.
I counted. The goat screamed 7 times in that whole movie.
Well, you count it? Oh, Jesus.
I was laughing. I was dying every time those goats screamed. Man,
I think it pushed it just a little bit.
no.
Just a
Though
little.
I was even.
What did someone mention eating the goats and then they shut up?
Strike fear in them.
But no, this movie was hilarious. I thought it was funny. The soundtrack was great. I thought the
Mm.
soundtrack was awesome with the movie. But it was just I like that they put in these like they combine these storylines with Mighty Thor and the Gore story. I like the Mighty, like I like both. I have feeling I wish they showed more of the god butchering part of it.
Yes.
Because they apparently they
You
had
just heard
all,
about it.
Yeah, they had all those scenes filmed. They just cut them out. Apparently there's actors and actresses that were a part of the movie that filmed stuff with them and they cut it out. And there people are thinking, oh well, they played a god or goddess. That means that they were a killed one, and they just cut that out. Like Gore killed them. So I wish they put like just a little bit more. We saw like pictures and then actually him kill the first god, and that was it.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he just and then wasn't there a montage of him like slaughtering people? Wasn't? I don't
No.
remember.
There
It was just the one. That's all I remember.
Yeah, it was just the one, the sun god, and then we only knew that he killed other gods because in the Guardians of the Galaxy ship they showed like pictures.
the dead ones.
That was it. Which those are cool because those came straight like from the comics, pictures, and that was great. But I wanted to see that in action.
Yeah.
That's why I go to see a movie and not read the comic book at that time.
We don't want to
Okay.
hear someone telling us about it. We want to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think
yeah.
you will get Mighty Thors. I thought they would just glance over it, and it would have been more about the god butchering.
Yeah, well,
But it was her whole.
it was mostly that.
It was like a whole introduction in that movie. I was just like, oh, I guess I was wrong.
But I still, even with the Mighty Thor part, like I wanted to see her initially power up. They filmed that scene.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
there's set photos, but they didn't show it, and I kind of
They
wanted.
never showed her power, did they?
They just showed her like her reveal was when the hammer went back to her.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was her reveal. But they had the one where she was in Asgard, and it was like so they cut it when the hammer pieces were shaking,
Mhm.
and then they went right into that part basically. But
I
there
think
was
that's better.
in that there was a whole thing. I don't know because
I feel like because from someone who watches like Power Rangers all the time, it's just when you're anticipating something, it's just like when they get a power up. We see them morph 100 times, but when they get the power up, they get the item and then they got to go back and help their buddies. You don't want to get them get the power up and then they use it and then go help their buddies. You want it. It has to be that grand entrance. You get what I mean?
yeah.
So for her to do like to see it at that moment, and then what? Because then you got to cut back to Thor, and then you know what I mean. You have to you have to just not think about that just happened right now. So it was just nice to have her reveal in battle. But it would have been better to like when she was dying, when she was like at that tail end to show a cool power up and then her go into the fight.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how they usually do it in Power Rangers. I'm just saying.
So
that's Power Rangers.
speaking of like
I'm just saying, it just, thematically it works. Is what I'm saying.
speaking of her power up, how you were telling me that like they CGI'd her muscles and like her arms.
I was wrong. I guess
you were
so.
wrong.
Give the woman credit.
Yeah,
But she's so thin at the premiere. It's just like, what happened?
well, she really didn't. She didn't tone everything. Like she bulked up a little bit, but
I guess she bulked up,
And
did
then
the
that time
Thor
where you
scenes,
stopped
and then
filming.
slimmed down, and then
yeah,
did her
that's
six
what I think she
scenes.
did. Because like they
Or
said,
did her six scenes? Well, no, she had to do the buff scenes first because she
No,
was thin at the premiere.
her six like when she showed like her 6 scenes like that they mostly
her six?
her sick scenes. I'm trying to say it.
Because
It's
those scenes were
hard.
sick. And I'm just
they covered up with mostly like baggy clothes, so it
Mhm.
wouldn't reveal that she was like toned, right? Because she had to look very sickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
I
there was
mean,
the
still you will
opposite.
see it in her freaking face if she's
Yeah,
chiseled.
well, they can use makeup, so
I mean, they can still slim her down like a CG or whatever.
yeah. But like I remember reading that and I was like, so Corey lied to me.
I didn't lie. I just seen a photo of her at the Thor premiere. I was just like, where the muscles go?
You lied to Natalie too.
I
our
told
friend
her,
Nat,
look, I
'cause you
told
were like you disappointed her that day, and you disappointed her. You're like, oh, I thought she inspired me. She inspired to
look,
do this.
I send
and you
her plenty of
disappointed
buff
her.
women on Instagram, all right? I give her plenty of inspiration.
I loved. Oh, my favorite part in this movie was just the relationship with Thor and his weapons. That was probably my favorite things that happened.
It was cool like I said, there were a lot of jokes in here that they just dragged them on a little too long, like the goats and jealous acts.
It was just like that first scene when they showed it when
What? It was just like.
So like just explain a little bit. He saw the hammer and he was trying to pull it to him. Jane was holding it, right? And he was trying to like command it to go. And then you just see Stormbreaker like slide in and get in front of him like, what you talking about?
He was like, who is she?
And he's like in the movie he's just like, oh no, like I was calling you. I was calling you. And that was a funny scene. I loved it. But yeah, like I get it. Like, yeah, those jokes ran a bit too long.
A lot of them.
It was just it was repetitive jokes, but I mean, it was enjoyable because I didn't take the movie seriously to begin with.
Oh
so
no! After Ragnarok, I'm just like, all right, what kind of crazy bullshit I'm gonna get into?
It was even worse. It was even more comedy than Ragnarok. All the gods in this movie. They showed, I think it said like about like 50 plus gods in this movie, technically.
They only name dropped a handful of them.
Yeah, but like there's some that are credited that they didn't name drop them, but they name dropped them in the credits. And it's just interesting to see that. We saw one thing that one I was looking for was Namor's god, because Namor is going to show up in Wakanda Forever. And they have the Jaguar Mayan god because the actor said that he had to learn like a kind of Mayan language for that. And it was going to be very faith-based for it.
Check this out. Why Homeboy had to go through all of that to not use it?
I'm not part of this executive committee.
This company has so much fucking money. You know what? I think maybe we kind of sort of may do something. So have this dude learn some sign language and then we'll get back to you. I mean, he got paid for it, but I think that's just like a waste of. You should know what you're gonna show initially, and then I mean, he had to learn a whole ass another language. You should know if an actor's gonna have a speaking scene or not.
No, that's for the new Black Panther movie coming out.
Oh,
that's what
you was talking about the gods.
I'm saying that's what the actor that's playing Namor is doing. But his god for that movie was in Thor.
I said they cut out so many gods. Why they have him learn a whole other language to not use it?
No, because it was a Jaguar god. The one that I'm confused about they didn't credit in the credits was Bast, the Black Panther god.
But she was barely on screen.
But she was in the screen. But we only knew that was her because the actress credited herself on like her IMDb thing.
Yeah.
But that's probably what the casting did it. But they didn't credit her in the movie for it. So it was just interesting.
I thought Bast was like a cat lady.
She is. It's Bast or Basset or Sept, or not Sept. It starts with an S, but it's another cat deity.
A non-English word.
Yeah. But Black Panther's gods are like two goddesses, cat goddesses put together. Basically, that's all it is, and they credit both. But she was in it, so I was just confused of why they didn't credit her in the credits.
Yeah, but it's like what version of that? You get what I mean? Because it was a lady in a cat helmet, but Bast is, like I said, is like a giant fucking panther.
But like gods can transform themselves. I mean, if we look at Greek mythology, Zeus goes into
he turns himself into a bird,
swan all the time, and screws all the ladies.
Zeus still got pussy as a bird.
I love the fact in this movie that they straight up went with that crazy Greek shit where Thor was like, "Let's get to the real business, the orgy, the god orgy." They said that in the movie.
Hey man, when you got power, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
But yeah, all the gods were great. I love seeing all the things. My favorite god was the little dumpling god. on the spoon.
I forget what his name was.
I forget, but that was funny. They had a lot of cool gods in there, and I love that they put that in there. I feel like it was their chance to be wacky.
I want to see like a young Zeus. Like I want to see him in his prime before he just got fat. And
Mega
lazy.
hoe.
he got fat abs. Like he had a gut, but on top of his
I
gut
want
was
to see
abs.
Zeus.
Like
I
it
want to
didn't
hear
make
all
any
his stories.
sense. But we got Hercules at the end, which was great. I expected that to happen because in the comics,
I always
Zeus
think
and
twice about the
Hercules.
fucking Hercules. I forget he's a Marvel character.
Well, because in the comics it makes sense because Hercules is like Thor's
Thor.
rival,
Mm.
right? And then they become friends later. But like they have a big like disagreement through the comics for a long time. So it just makes sense because I mean they're gonna put Zeus in. Come on.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
feel
put
like
Hercules in.
Chris Hemsworth is gonna play Thor like forever.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna let it go. He said that like he's not gonna let it go now that his family's in it because I think it's really cute that like his
Yeah, he
whole
just-
family got to be in this movie. Like
Oh yeah, because his wife was the wolf.
yeah,
lady.
his wife was the wolf lady, and then like his
And then-
one of his sons was one of the kids that Gore took.
I think so.
He was the wolf son. He was the wolf. He was the
The wolf boy.
He was the wolf boy.
And it makes sense too.
Right? That's what I was thinking. And then his daughter got to play the little girl that now.
Love, the one that
Love.
looks like our friend Natalie.
Yeah.
I told her, I'm like, hey, she hasn't seen a movie. I was like, hey, you're in the movie.
But I think that was really cool. So now that like it's now like a family kind of project, which is really nice. I think that's really cool. I can't wait to see because she is Love. She's now the cosmic being Love for that little girl. And that's gonna be really cool to see because now I'm surprised we got to see actually eternity in his form in that movie.
Mm.
I'm very surprised they showed that because I didn't think
It was cool because they gave the Max look, but then did
Mhm.
something more realistic.
yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't try to change it completely from the comics. They really didn't change it from the comics.
It's still weird. Those cosmic beings are funny looking.
I know. I want to see Lady Death in her skull face coming out, or Eon or something like that, where he's like that weird, disgusting blob thing. He's like he's the time cosmic deity. But it was really cool to see all that. I heard that with that scene that they went in, it was filmed at a Best Buy parking lot.
I don't believe that.
That's what the director said that he
I
filmed
know.
at a Best Buy parking lot.
I know what he said. I just don't believe it. I need to see it.
Yeah. But those are my thoughts on Thor. I thought it was a great movie. I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm not one of those people that take it completely seriously. I watch it for the fun of it. Though, screw all you people that are complaining like it wasn't a real Marvel movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't serious. It blah blah blah.
I feel like honestly, the entire MCU has just been meh. It's just been outside of Miss Marvel. It's just been because like you got to live up to Endgame and Infinity
It's hard.
War.
It's hard.
You got to go back to square one and then build it up again. And it's just even if you look at the intro to the MCU, it was still kind of
Yeah.
So we're waiting for those Avengers movies. That's what changed the game in the beginning. No one didn't give a fuck until Avengers came out.
Mhm.
So yeah. What do you think about Thor, Rosa? Oops.
Never saw it, Corey.
Oh.
Seeing it on Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday?
Again.
Oh,
Repeating it for the second
yeah.
time.
So what do you think about Christian Bale, his acting? What do you think about it?
Why are you continuing to ask me questions about Thor when I've stated that I have not seen it and that I will see it on Tuesday?
Think
Thor?
about Christian Bale. All right, someone like Michael B. Jordan. You see Michael B. Jordan, he's not a bad actor, but if he's in a movie, he's just being Michael B. Jordan, regardless of what he's doing. Christian Bale, I seen him in Psycho, I seen him as Bruce Wayne, and I seen him in this. And then even in Newsies, I'm gonna take it all the way back to when he was a boy. And it's just he's just different.
He's different.
He's just different.
Because I think he's a method actor. Like, when he was preparing for Gore, he said he took Heath Ledger's Joker as inspiration for the character's personality in it, which is really interesting. Which is really cool because I mean he was on that movie as Batman, but he took his.
He was paying
coworker.
attention. I'm gonna use that someday.
Yeah, like the certain laughs he did were very Joker like in the movie. So I thought that was really cool. He's a great actor. I wish they used him more since he is a great actor.
No, I mean, well,
that's
he
one of-
died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's gone.
He conquered with love, Rosa. Another one of them.
What?
It's conquered with love.
I was trying not to say that he died. I was trying to not spoil at least
She
something
didn't
for
care
it.
though.
I was trying not to spoil legit everything. Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. He
Corey
didn't
doesn't
die.
care.
He didn't die, Rosa.
Oh, okay.
He didn't.
All right.
He didn't.
Because you said so.
He
I
just
believe
took a nap and then he wakes up at the
He's
end.
just sleeping.
He just, yeah.
He's just sleepy. He's upside down in his bowl.
But
with his
that's one of the
tank.
things that I
He's just sleepy.
That's one of the things I can commend about actors that can transform on screen. Like you see him in one project and it's completely different in another project.
Mhm.
That's true talent right there.
Yeah. That's why
Because
they
some
get the
people
big
are
bucks.
just good at doing the one thing, and you can get paid
Mhm.
doing that. And
Like
then-
being typecasted. I mean,
Yeah, isn't there like a?
There's nothing wrong with
there's
it.
a Hispanic
But
actor,
it is
and he
restricting.
always plays the like a gangster with the same name. I forget who that guy is.
Or does he have like tattoos all over and he doesn't have?
He's bald.
He's got a shaved head.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's not bald.
Oh.
You can tell from the texture of his.
Is it
head
the is
that
the
he
actor
shaves
from
it.
On My Block?
I don't know. I think I know what you're talking. Who you're
Yeah,
talking
he
about?
just plays. He just
I don't
plays
know
that
his
guy.
name.
Yeah,
but he's always that
He always
guy.
plays that gangster guy. Yeah.
And it's just by coincidence that it's always the same.
I
name.
mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that because
Yeah.
then you always have those actors that can be that character, no
Yeah.
problem.
Mm-hmm. You can always
But,
get work. You can always
yeah,
find work if
You'll
you're
always
like
have a job.
yeah. Unless you can
Just-
only play an interdimensional frog beast, then that's the only thing you can play. I mean,
that's computer generated. All right.
But, like, there's things, but yeah, Christian Bale did a really good job, and his son was in the movie too, which is really
Yes.
cool.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
So before we wind up, I kind of have a story to tell and some housekeeping. Housekeeping first. Things are even since the beginning, it's just been rough. And then I was just like, hey, everything is working out. And then now not so much. So episode 6 is gonna be it for a while. I'm trying to get some interviews planned, but I think I'm gonna cap season 1 of the DYNA Cats at episode 10. So that's the plan. No promises. No promises, but
Please stay tuned.
yeah, so stick around, and I have some other projects that I kind of really want to focus on, mostly my cinematography, and so we'll see. I just want to yeah. So I honestly want to at least make it to October, because October would be the anniversary.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But anyway,
If you guys make it to if we make it to the anniversary, you're gonna see Corey bite into a lemon like it's an apple.
no. What?
I'll show up for that.
I just saw that on a YouTube video.
No. All right, since we got 10 minutes left, I want to tell this story. I told Kat this story. Rosa, you're going to find this story very interesting.
All right.
But anyway, why don't you close the show out?
All right. But that's it for the DynaCast, guys. Episode 6. Be sure to like, follow, and comment down below.
Are we really episode 6? Let me check real quick.
This is what we deal with.
I'm just gonna stare at the camera and figure this shit out.
Yes, we are episode 6.
Okay. Like I was saying, be sure to like, follow, and comment down below on this video. We really appreciate hearing you guys. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. And we'll see you guys next time, sometime in the future.
Yeah. Don't give them a date. And then I don't
next week.
deliver.
Next week.
Cat's over here making promises.
Are we going to do the outro?
Yes, of course. This is my last episode.
Last one. You put a fist in? We're
Yeah, we're going to put a fist in.
What are we saying?
There's a before or after.
What are we saying? Because I've
Dyna-
only done
DynaCast
one.
power up.
Come on,
All
Rosa.
right,
You've
cool.
been here at least once.
Rosa,
This is my
get with the
second
program.
time
All right.
being here.
Get with the program.
It's always an issue. We got like 3 seconds.
I know. Ready?
Hurry up.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
DynaCast, power up!
Bam! Wow. So, goodbye.
I have an Emmy. Sit down.
I have an Emmy.